Welcome to today's video. Start by taking a deep breath through the nose and out the mouth. Once again, bringing the arms above head, starting to connect to the body's energy, taking a nice big stretch overhead and leaning to one side, opening up through the obliques and starting to mobilize the spine. Taking this to the other side and then gently back to center. Taking in a slightly wider stance now, reaching one arm overhead, rolling through the body to reach the other side. And repeating on the other side, gently rolling through that spine, really starting to mobilize. So just taking a few more like this, preparing the body for today's class. Interlacing the hands and stretching them behind the back, opening up the chest, looking up towards the sky, and then curving the other way, really pulling those arms away from you, stretching through the top of the back. So we're going to grab our resistance bands now, and we're going to start by placing them just around our wrists for a little bit of arm work to start. So we're pulsing the band out, lifting it above head, taking 2 circles at the top and then bringing it back down. I really want you to work on the placement of your ribs here. So really try and keep that lovely strong posture as you lift those arms and you circle them. So you really want to keep the core engaged here and just have those arms and shoulders working. Really rolling the shoulders back and down when you're doing it. We're going into some pulses now. So just pulsing the band up for that slightly deeper burn. Keep going here, just breathing naturally here. Really thinking about that strong posture still. Lovely, this is a real burner, so keep going. And relax. So we're going to double the band over now. I'm going to place it in the grip of our hands, stretching our elbows out nice and wide. I'm going to pull against that tension, hold for a moment, and then release. So we inhale to pull, and exhale back to center. So really feel those shoulders rolling back and down, those back muscles squeezing together, squeezing the shoulder blades. Should be really firing into those muscles. Just take a few more like this. Keep going here. Lovely work. Those arms should be feeling slightly warmer now. So we're going to get our weight onto our left side now. And we're going to extend our leg out and bring our arms into a shoulder press position. So as we extend our leg out, we're reaching those arms and pulling back into that nice open W shape. So you have an option here to use some hand weights if you like, or you can just do it body weight like I am, and you'll still get a really nice deep burn. Pulsing it out in some lunges now. It's really burning deep into those thighs. That supporting leg, the left leg at the front, should be burning right now. So keep going here, breathing through it, and coming up to standing. Keeping on that leg now. We're going to take some lateral raises with the arms. We're just stepping that underneath leg out. So really straightening those arms as we lift them to the shoulder height. Still thinking about that lovely placement of the body and staying nice and low on that supporting leg. Good job. And taking it now into some side lunges. So we're dropping down and coming back up. You should be stepping out with your left leg here. Good. So burning into those inner thighs now as well. And we're going to introduce lifting the knee at the top just to challenge our balance a little bit more. So really trying to find that connection through the core here, that nice strong line through the body. Keep going. That leg should be on fire right now. I'm just going to hold for a moment at the top. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Good job. So starting with the lunges on the other side now. So stepping out with that right leg. Really getting nice and deep here. We want to be shifting that weight backwards still. So still making sure that that knee does not go over those toes. And introducing the leg lift. So really challenging the balance. Really feel that core, pulling that leg up towards your belly. Few more like this. And holding that balance. Oh, mine was not too great on this side. Really finding that connection through the core, finding that focus point. And relax, good job. And now we're into those lateral step outs. So staying nice and low on that right leg. Stepping out with that left leg and lifting those arms up to our shoulder height. So this is a great burner with some weights here if you would like to add them. But if not, just working those arms just as hard. They'll still be burning. And we're going to go into those step outs with the shoulder press now. So we're kicking that leg back. And as we extend those arms, we're pulling them back into that nice 2 right angles at the side. So really feel those elbows squeezing in to the body. Should be really burning in that hamstring and glute now. I'm going to finish it off with those pulsing lunges. So this is a really good combo this series. His legs should be firing, the upper body should be firing. Good job, just breathing through it here and give it a shake out. Lovely work. So taking a nice wide second stance now. So we want our feet turned out slightly and we're going to take some pliés with some reaches. So we're taking a nice deep plié in second and reaching over to the side. So really feel yourself sliding down that wall, really squeezing those inner thighs as you lift up to standing. Lifting out of the core here, so really reaching out of those seat bones. Lovely work. Can you get slightly lower in the squat? And we're holding it and taking some side crunches now. So staying nice and deep into those legs. We're just crunching from one side to the other. So really working into the obliques now. Those thighs will be burning. Just a few more. And we're pulsing it out, of course, to finish. Really just finally burning those inner thighs, burning those glutes. And we're popping one leg now. So just popping up for 8. And then switching side. So we just want to be flexing up onto one leg here. So really burning slightly deeper. And then we're going to alternate. So we pop, we pop, we pop. Nice. And then onto both if you can, really challenging the balance, getting slightly deeper in those legs and relax. Good job. Bend over. Take a well-deserved stretch here. Shake those hips out at the top if it feels good for you. Just breathing into that stretch and then rolling all the way back up to standing. And take a nice big deep breath, lifting the arms above head. And exhale, rolling all the way down to the mat. Just relaxing over those hamstrings for the moment. Shaking the legs out. You can keep a nice soft bend in the knees if that's more comfortable for you. And when you're ready, walking out into that nice strong plank position here. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands back in and reaching up. So we're taking some walkouts here. So just walking those hands out into that nice plank position, holding for a moment, and then slowly walking the hands back in, really using the strength of the core here. So this should be raising the body's temperature a little bit as well as really starting to burn deep into those core muscles. Lovely. Keep going here for a few more. Really making sure we have that nice flat back. And we're going to introduce some climbers now. So bringing that knee in towards the chest here, really squeezing the core. and taking one knee to opposite elbow to the other. So really working into those obliques now as well. So we're taking 2 to the center and 2 to the opposite knee. So really trying to maintain that nice flat spine here. This is really quite challenging. And we're holding out for a little longer. And relax, shake those wrists off. Good, that's a really challenging core exercise, but really gets deep into those muscles. So finding that nice all fours position now, we're going to burn into those arms a little bit more. So working into our press ups. So we can stay in that box position, or we can drop our weight a little bit forward just to make it slightly harder. So we're coming down, aiming for that nose to the mat, really burning into those arms here, still squeezing through that core. And we're going to take 3 pulses. So we're dropping for 3 and then lift up for 1. 3, 2, 1, lift. 3, 2, 1, lift. This is really quite challenging. And relax back into a child's pose. Well done. Take a nice deep breath here and take a moment to relax. Good job. So you can always come onto your wrists if you need to. We're going to introduce some bird dogs now with a little twist. So as we extend out into that bird dog position, we're reaching the arm to the knee. So really want to be squeezing the core to achieve this nice spinal twist as well. So still moving as one here. So we really want to aim for the arm and the knee to be moving as one, coming directly from that center of the body. Good. So working our coordination a little bit here, as well as really burning into that core. So now we're going to take a pulse up and then we're going to open laterally. So working a little bit into our inner thigh as well here, but keeping the arm and leg nice and lifted here. Good. So really trying to find that control. And then we're going to crunch it in. So we're bringing the elbow towards the knee, towards the center of the body, really finding that connection. Good. So we exhale to bring in and inhale to let out. Lovely work. The core should be on fire right now. And relax back into a child's pose for a moment. We'll take that sequence on the other side now. So we'll start with those lifting and laterally opening. So really taking this nice and slow here. I really want you to find the connection between the fingertips and the toes. So squeezing through that core. And then finding that connection with the elbow to knee, crunching in through the center now. Lovely work. Keep extending out in that nice strong line. Just a few more here. Keep the hard work up. Good. This is a short, sharp workout, so not too much rest now. So dropping down onto our bellies, we'll start with some baby cobras just to warm up the spine. So really rolling the shoulders back, keeping that head in line with the spine here. Just really warming into that lower back. Good. So just really taking it at your own pace. Lifting slightly higher. That feels good for you. But really just listening to your body here. And just holding it at the top for a moment. And then gently lowering back down to the mat. Good job. So we're taking our arms out into those right angles now. And we're taking that same shoulder press as we did before. So we shoulder press, we lower, and we swing those arms around to our sides, lifting slightly higher and dropping back down. So we lift, we extend, we swing the arms around, back and down. So if this is too much with the upper body coming off the mat, you can always do it with the head connected to the mat. Really make sure we're working from that lower back here. So really want to be trying to relax the legs and glutes as much as possible. Just taking some arm circles now. So just dropping the head if you wish, or we can keep that raise. So we're just taking those arm circles now. Really burning into that lower back today. Breathing through it now. Lifting slightly higher if you can. And then relax. Good job. So you can relax the head onto the mat. And we'll take some leg lifts. So we're just lifting one leg at a time. And then taking a double lift. So we lift the right leg, the left leg, and then both legs. Really aiming to try and lift those legs at the same height here. Good job. So giving the lower back a little bit of a rest and really trying to work from those glutes and those hamstrings. So introducing a little lateral raise now. So keeping those legs lifted and just opening up into that starfish position. And if you'd like to, we can use the arms as well. So really opening those arms and legs at the same time, both into that lovely starfish position here. And just holding for a moment at the top, breathing through it, and pushing back to a well-deserved child's pose. Well done, you're working really hard so far. Keep up the good work. Just breathing naturally, then the body relax for a moment. And gently coming to sit onto your bums, rolling down onto the mat here. Interlace those hands behind head, supporting the weight of your neck. I'm going to take some crunches. So crunching to the center, then reaching one arm to opposite knee, working those obliques, and then taking a full body crunch. So reaching from the side to side, and then crunching those knees in towards the elbow, just to challenge our core a little bit more. Good. So we take a crunch to the center, reaching to one side and to the other, and then crunching the whole body in. This is a great combo to burn out the lower abs, obliques, and core. So we're just pulsing now in that position. So we'll take the pulses in between the center and then out to the side, just to mix it up a little bit. So really burning into that core now, lifting slightly higher if you can, really keeping that chin tucked in towards the chest. My core is on fire now, I don't know about yours. And relax back down, good work. So bringing those legs to a tabletop position here. Taking those arms out to the sky, and we'll take some bird dog. So dropping opposite arm to leg, really trying to find that connection through the core, working our coordination here. Lovely work. So you can extend that leg slightly lower if you wish to challenge yourself a little bit more, but really just work at your own body's pace here. Good. Taking a few more like this. This is a great one for working our lower abs, our upper abs, and our entire core. One of my favorite exercises. Good. And we're taking a double leg stretch here now if you wish. If it's too much, taking both legs out, You can always just extend one at a time. Really important to keep that lower back connected to the mat here. Good job. And finishing it off now with some crisscrosses. So really engaging through and hug those knees in towards the chest when you're ready. Relax, give them a good squeeze. And coming up, and take some V crunches now. So we're crunching those knees in towards the chest, and then we're laterally opening. So working into the legs a little bit, as well as the triceps, as well as the core. Good job. So really trying to be lifted out of that chest still, as well as squeezing those core muscles. Keep going here. Just a few more like this. And holding it in that V if you can. Just squeezing the core, breathing through it and relaxing over those hamstrings. Give your body a little rest for a moment. Really relax the body into that stretch. Good job. So you can grab your resistance band again, placing it an inch or two above the knee. It's time to work those glutes a little bit more. So starting with some hip thrusts. So we're lifting up into that nice strong shoulder bridge, and then we're adducting the legs open. So we lift, we adduct the legs open and lower. So we're really squeezing through the core still squeezing for the glutes at the top here. Really working those outer glutes and those inner thighs as well. Good job. Taking some pulses now. So we pulse, lifting those hips nice and high. Really keeping the connection through those legs. And then taking some adductors. Good job. Back into those shoulder bridges. So we shoulder bridge, adduct and lower back down. So lift, adduct and lower. Good work. Keep it up. Few more like this. Those glutes should be burning now. And into those pulse adducts. So we're pulsing. Really burning through. And we're adducting. Really burning out those glutes now. I know mine are on fire, so keep going. Breathing through it. Still squeezing through the core. And holding it at the top for a few moments. And relax. Good job. Coming on to all fours position, we're going to drop down to our elbows, finding a nice flat line for our spine. I'm going to start with some donkey kicks. So we're going to take a single donkey kick and then one with a pulse. So really squeezing in that underneath glute here. Good job. Keep going here. Just working on that right leg. Really trying to aim that heel towards the sky and then extending it out and just taking some leg lifts here. So really pushing against that resistance of the band. Keep going. And on to the other side. So starting with those donkey kicks. So we take one donkey kick into two pulses. Donkey kick into two pulses. Good, just a few more here. We should be really burning into those glutes, especially after all of those shoulder bridges. Keep up the hard work. It's nearly over now. And we're taking those extensions now, kicking up, really burning into that hamstring and that glute. Keep going here, still squeezing through the core. And relax, good job. Pushing yourself back up, walking up to standing. Finishing it off now with some crab walks. So take 1, 2, 3 walks to the side, and then coming up into the squat and dropping back down. So really burning out those glutes now. Final bit of hard work. I know my legs were shaking at this point, so keep going. Really trying to keep that tension on the band, staying nice and low, and we're pulsing out now to finish. Breathing through it, keeping nice and low in that squat, dropping that weight backwards. And take that band off, drop it to the side. Take a nice big deep breath and roll all the way down, walking out into a downward dog now. You can keep a soft bend in the knees if you wish. And extend one leg up towards the sky, opening up through the knee, really twisting and releasing any tension into that hip flexor. And then bringing the leg forward to a lunge position here, dropping the knee down, take a nice big inhale, lifting the chest towards the sky, really squeezing those glutes, pushing those hip flexors forward, and then dropping back and stretching through that hamstring, really making sure the hips stay nice and square here. Good. Coming up into a full lunge, just taking a twist all the way, opening up through the spine, dropping through center, pushing up into that cobra position, coming into a child's pose, and pushing back into downward dog. So this is a lovely little flow for you to do after your workout. So we can extend that left leg towards the sky, dropping it open, really opening up into that hip flexor, extending it again, squaring off the hips and dropping into that lunge. Really opening through the chest here, squeezing the glutes, pushing those hip flexors forward and stretching out those hamstrings, keeping those hips nice and square here, folding the weight of the body over the leg. Breathing in through the nose and out, coming up into that full lunge and taking that spinal twist. Dropping down to the mat, pushing back into a child's pose. And when you're ready, slowly walking those hands to all your legs, rolling up to standing, coming to the center of your mat. Take a nice big deep inhale, stretching over to one side, coming back to center and taking it to the other side, and slowly taking a final big deep breath and exhale out the mouth. One more. Thank you for working on today's class. I hope you enjoyed it.